My name is Kat Bobineau, and I am a scientist.
It worked. I'm not a scientist, and
Houston, we have a problem.
All right, so first of all, everybody remembers the show Stephen Hawking's Genius. So number one, we've got Stephen Hawking promoting this idea of genius, and he's going to get regular people, everyday people, to tell us where we live or help figure out where we live. They make this show, and they happen to use Joy NG, who is a science producer. We also have another person by the name of Kat Bobineau. And you can read this here, and she says that her favorite thing about working at Goddard's is she's a science storyteller. Here you see her holding up a small globe with Kat Bobineau and Jim Fitzsimmons. What did you learn from working on Genius? And basically she says she likes telling stories. She likes being a NASA storyteller. So now we go, and we are going to find a portion of this video.
My name is Stephen Hawking, and I believe that anyone can answer big questions for themselves.
All right, so we just saw the three of them. And I just wanted to show you a few things on this that should help you understand. Now remember, let's go with a little quick timeline here. Remember that in 2015, around February for me, might have been earlier for some people, there started to be some videos on YouTube about Flat Earth. And by 2016, here comes this television show by Stephen Hawking that is supposed to be the show Genius, and regular everyday people going out and proving where we live, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is the show that they produce. Now, as a globe believer, this should be really cool to you. You're like, yeah, all these ridiculous flat earthers on YouTube, all they have to do is go to this Genius show, which is on PBS, publicly funded television, where they're going to explain it to us. Okay, great. Show me the science, right? So let me show you some of the issues that we have with this show. First off, I want to go to a particular point in this program and show you something that is said by one of the people, and her name is Kat Bobineau. So we're going to listen real quick and see what she says here.
The real moon is about 240,000 miles away.
it worked. I'm not a scientist, and to be able to just do that off a whim, and it just came to me, I'm not a scientist.
It worked. I'm not a scientist. Mm-hmm.
And to be able to just do that off a whim, and it just came to me, that was incredible.
That was incredible, right, because she's not a scientist. You know, that's what she's gone on to tell us. So then somebody needs to explain. This is just a YouTube video. It's called In the Know with Kat Bobineau, her television reel, published on March 14th, 2016. That is before the video came out. So before the video we just saw with her saying, I'm not a scientist, this is the video that we have to go off of.
My name is Kat Bobineau, and I am a scientist. I was born and raised here in Oakland, California. I grew up watching Bill Nye, the Science Guy. He was my favorite.
So you are a scientist. Okay, that seems to be a little bit different than you just said in a show that you did after that. So let's listen to her here tell us a little bit more about what she does.
If they go into the STEM fields. I was offered an internship at KQED, which is a PBS channel, and
So she was offered a internship at KQED, which is a PBS channel, but she's just an ordinary person picked up by Stephen Hawking for this PBS show, right?
I've been working in the science department to help get some of their material out to the public like you. What I would like to do is give viewers an opportunity to see what type of jobs there are if you decide to go into science, technology, engineering, and math. I have a segment on television called A Cat Knows.
So basically, long story short, Kat Bobineau is a scientist, okay? Is not a scientist. So basically you have liar over here, Kat Bobineau, telling us she's not a scientist and how amazing it is that she came up with it. Well, the answer was given to her. It was handed to her, flat out. Here, say this. Now, who in their right mind would read a script that says, okay, what do I say here? Then I say, I'm not a scientist. Wait a second. I am a scientist. Why would I say this line? Well, because we're lying to the world about the shape of the earth, so you need to lie about it. Oh, I thought this is for science. I thought we tell the truth. I thought we're honest. We're fact-based. And no, not here. We need you to lie and tell people you're not a scientist. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's what we have here. So when you see some of the nonsense that takes place throughout this video, maybe it will become clear what's going on here. When you've got the globe, if the globe is true, then you don't need to lie to tell us how true the globe is. You don't need a liar to pretend like she's not a scientist and that she really is a scientist. You don't need to hire somebody from Goddard who makes videos and science story tells. You don't need a PhD. You just need ordinary people to tell the truth of the Earth being a globe. What do we need liars for? So you've put this liar in your television program, and you want me to believe the facts and figures you come up with? Sorry, not the way it works. Well, let's look at this part here. Many of these things were pointed out already, but I just want to show you a few of them. You'll notice here that they're talking about who's going to stay at the telescope, who's going with the actual craft or with the helicopter. Now, I want you to notice something real quick here. These are just little things, but you'll notice there is no doors on this helicopter. She's actually scared and saying, I didn't know there'd be no doors on here. She's kind of nervous. We got no whoops, but there is doors. Okay, the front is white, the back is yellow, correct? So he's looking across the water at this helicopter. Front is white, back is yellow. Okay? You're looking across the water. Now I want you to see something here. As they start to lower, here they're lowering. Now hold on a second. Which way is this looking from? He would be across the water, correct? He's looking across the water at the helicopter. Which way would it be pointed? Well, it would be pointed to the right. The white side should be pointed to the right. You're over here. He's looking across the water to see when it hides behind the curve. You're over here looking across. The white side should be pointed to your right. Let's watch again and see which way it's pointed. Okay, clearly it's pointed to the right. He's looking across the water. Let's see what he sees. Okay, and then this is where it's obviously hidden behind the water, and he'll tell him to come back up or whatever. But it's completely not even the same video shot. It's not even the same at all. They're just making it up. It's a complete and total lie. It's a complete and total joke. Has nothing to do with reality. There's no testing here. There's no science being done here. There's only the science of lying to your face. That's the only thing being done. So now it starts rising up, and he's going to see it. Only the problem is there. It should be pointed to his right. Let's see which way it's pointed when he rises up. Here he comes, and let's see. It should be pointed to his right. He's looking from across the water. Which way is the front? Oh, it's pointed to the left. Pretty sure that debunks the whole frickin' show. Now, if you even go further, you will see that in the episode that we did on Globebusters, we even talked more about the altimeter in his craft, which Bob does a great job of debunking. You'll see that they come up with exactly 24 feet, which is hilarious because if you go to the curve calculator and put in 6 miles, it is exactly 24 feet. The whole thing is nothing more than science storytelling. It's telling you lies and nothing more. It is not science. It is not educational. It is not experimental. It is not testing. Nothing. It is nothing but science storytelling. Total and complete lie. And you can go back to when they do the laser test, and you can see flat out from that, we've got this laser being tested, and they're saying, okay, we shoot it across the water. You'll see Stephen Hawking saying, well, if the Earth is flat, then this laser should stay flat with the water. Is that true? Yes. What's the problem? Well, he forgot to mention that we must make sure that this laser is level. Because if you point the laser up into the sky, will it stay level with the flat Earth? No, it'll grow this way. That makes sense. Okay, so as long as we level the laser, we're good. So the very first thing that happens is you'll see her. Let's go back here. Start off. Let me turn up the volume so you can hear what she says there.
The size and shape of the Earth. But can the team work it out? To help them, they...
Okay, I'm stopping it right there because I want you to see 30, 31, 32. So you're talking about 31 inches high, which is 2 feet, 7 inches. Let's hear what she says.
They need a few tools.
2 feet, 7 inches.
Okay, she just said 2 feet, 7 inches. Okay, that's where it hits the water there. Got you. Or that's where it hits the stick. So they now send these people out 500 feet. That's it, 500 feet. And they do a remeasurement, I guess. I don't know. But if we're going to see if it's level, then I could see that. Send them out 500 feet and make sure that that next beam is at 2 feet, 7 inches. And if you want to figure out the curvature on that distance of 500 feet, we'll go figure that out real quick. Let's pop this back over. Let's go over here to the curve calculator. And let's see. So we have an eye height of basically 0 when you're doing this kind of you're not worrying about the eye height here. We can just go eye height, target distance of, and this says miles. We're doing 3 No, they're doing 500 feet, sorry. So that is like 0.1. We'll actually figure it out exactly so I can be exact with that. And we're going to go 500 and this way. There we go. All right, so it's 0.095. So we're going to go 0.095 and calculate the curvature on that. And hidden target height, 0.006 feet. Okay, do you know how much that is? It's less than an inch. Okay, so we can figure out now, we're going to go back to here. And so there should be less than an inch change between the 2 feet 7 inches and the boat at the 500 feet mark. So we're watching. It's showing this part again. We saw that. And let's see where it hits the boat. Here we go. Okay, so that's kind of tracking along. You see there's like multiple lights, it seems like. But all right, that one there. Let's stop right here. Here's the surface of the water. Do you think that that's 2 feet 7 inches? Sorry, you're not seeing me. I see that. Sorry. Don't kill me. Here we go. All right. So this line here, this little dot here. Can you see my? I don't know why you're not seeing my. There we go. That dot there. Is that 2 feet 7 inches? They don't even measure it. They don't measure it at all. So they're just okay. Well, they're just assuming, I guess, that this laser's level. They didn't look at that. Look at that dot. Is that 2 feet 7 inches from the water level? I don't think so. But how would we know? They don't even measure it. They just go on this little paper, measure a dot. And what's even worse is when they start to pull away here. So see where that dot is. And then she says, okay, now I need you to go out even further. You'll see here shortly. Anybody see the beam on her neck? What is? Why is the beam up on their necks? Thought they just measured it. Oh, now it goes by their. Well, how did it get up on both of their necks? I don't know. Again, could be an editing mistake, but is certainly crap. And then again, they get out here and they mark the next part on the board, and they say, "Oh, well, now it's 6 feet taller." No measurements, not even a measuring tape, not even a ruler, just assumptions, nonsense. So you've got liars who are doing the program. I tried to get in contact with Jim Fitzsimmons. He emailed me back and said he was not interested in having a conversation about the show. He'd done a couple interviews where he talked about integrity. And I thought, if you're so Mr. Integrity, then you clearly have no problem having a conversation with me about how were these tests handled? Who leveled the laser when you shot it? How did the whole thing go down? Why is the helicopter facing in the wrong direction? Why in the world would you allow Kat Bobineau, a scientist, to say, I'm not a scientist, but it's really cool I was able to do this? Yeah, those would be my questions. He didn't want to answer them. So be it. So be involved in the PBS Lie program, and that's what it is. And what does it do? It speaks to millions of people who watch PBS, and they all just see it, and they all just say, well, I guess the Earth's a globe because Stephen Hawking proved it with these ordinary people who have nothing to do with science, who don't have PhDs, even though they do. So anyway, that is a bunch of crap, and I wanted to make sure people understood what is going on there. And it's such nonsense.